What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joe Lockett. Man, listen, this show one-on-one, you guys have taken it to new heights. I want to thank everybody, but I think y'all like the show because why? There's no spin, right? I hold people who sit in the chair with me in these interviews, I hold them to the truth, right? And there's definitely, like I said, again, no spin. And politicians, celebrities, they calling you boy, right? They want to sit down and have this conversation. And today is no different. Today we have another person running for office. Actually, they're running for District 5 in Irondale. You probably have seen the posters out there, heard her name before. She's in the building. She's sitting right here next to me, right? Her name is Melanie Colston. She's running for District 5. This interview is going to be good. Grab your coffee. Let's go. Welcome to the show, Melanie.
Thank you,
How
Joe,
you
for having me.
doing?
I'm doing well. How
You
about
know,
you?
I I'm just gonna be honest. I never thought I would see you running for office.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
It's different for me, but I'm up for the challenge, and I think I'm do very well.
Okay, so you're running for District 5
Yes, sir.
in Irondale.
hmm
What made you want to run?
Well, so in the last 5 years, I think we just need a stronger voice for District 5.
Okay.
Been paying attention to a lot that's been going on.
Mhm.
And even when you're on, you're talking and you're hearing the cries from the citizens within Irondale. I just feel that we need a stronger voice. A lot of things, I live in the neighborhood. I've been in Irondale since '06. So before I couldn't run for office when I started, of course, this year is the new race, but the last one was 5 years ago. They kind of got an extra year since it came off of the presidential race. They moved the municipal elections off of that. So at that point, I was working for the city of Irondale.
Okay.
So I think I have a lot of insight on. I've worked for 3 municipalities actually.
Okay.
City of Charleston, Irondale, now Birmingham. And so I think I have a lot of insight on what needs to happen, what should happen, and I'm willing to ask them questions. And I think we need a stronger voice when it comes to that. You can't always assume. When somebody puts something on a paper, they want to vote on something. I'm going to ask the question, why? Why are we doing it this way? Is there a reason why? Have we done this, or have we thought about this? And so I think sometimes, as a city councilor, we have to remember we work for the people. They put us in office, so we have to work for them. We have to listen, make sure we have that transparency. So
I hear that a lot. But this is the first time probably some people are seeing you in this light.
Yes.
Right. And so I appreciate your team reaching out to me and want to do a one-on-one with me. So let's go here. Let's kind of tell people a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, family, and stuff like that.
So I have 3 grown children. 2 boys that are still in Boston. My daughter here, Kayla, their name is Jason Jerron. They live in Boston. My daughter, Kayla, she lives here in Birmingham with us. So I have 10 grandchildren. I know people always say, you don't have 10. I do have 10 grandchildren. They range from 10 years old down. 4 of them are here with me. They've been here with me for the last 3 weeks. I went home for the 4th of July and brought them back with me. So they've been spending time with Mimi.
You Mimi?
Yes, I'm Mimi.
Okay,
Mimi.
I
don't do the grandma thing.
Okay.
So I'm Mimi. So they've been
Mimi.
at camp. So it's a little different with 4 little ones running around and getting them ready for camp every morning, as well as myself. So,
and running for city council.
And currently I work for the city of Birmingham as deputy director, court administrator / clerk of court. So in that leadership role, I started off in city of Trussville. I was there as a magistrate for 10 years. And then I got a promotion, transferred over to city of Irondale as a court magistrate supervisor. And then was promoted to court administrator there. So I was there for 5 years in a leadership role, overseeing all the court matters. Running court, had a staff of 2, and just overseeing the day-to-day operations of municipal court, handling the budget and things like that. Scheduling court, having liaison between the judge, attorneys, and things like that, overseeing budgets. And then 3 years ago, was seeking. Well, I wasn't seeking. I was called to see if I wanted to interview for the court administrator deputy director's position at the city of Birmingham, which is one of the largest courts in Alabama. So right now I oversee, along beside the presiding judge, I oversee the administrative portion of municipal court. So I have there's like 9 different divisions. The total amount with judges and staff is about 100 employees. And right now, there's another court administrator that was there, but went to another position. So I'm kind of handling, overseeing all of that right now for the entire.
So what I'm hearing, Melanie, you're not new to this.
No, I'm not new to this.
Okay.
I'm not new to leadership role, not new to getting in there and getting my hands dirty, trying to figure out how to make things run smoother, more efficient, transparent, and things like that.
So I'm listening to your background. You say you handle budgets. You know, you handle one of the largest courts right now. So that means you know how politics works. You've seen it good and you've seen it bad on both sides.
Yes.
So in your political, how many years you have pretty much in politics right now?
Well, if you want to say politically, this would be my first politically, but overseeing it, yes, because right now in the position that I am, we're required to watch our city council meeting. We have one every Tuesday morning. So we're required. So you can sit there and you can, there's things we have to watch to make sure that when we're on the city council agenda, that we have to be there and present so that we can address any questions to the city council.
Right.
So I'm very familiar with that. Also, again, working within the 3 municipalities, knowing how city government works.
So once you get in, because a lot of times you got newcomers, right?
Yes.
You get somebody new, and they haven't heard your name in politics before. Like, okay, she's gonna get in there, and she just the first couple of years she's gonna be trying to figure out what to do. But you've already been around this. Is what it sounds like.
I've been around this for 18 years. Yes.
That's what I want to go to. So I want to get with your 18 years of experience. Okay, so City Council District 5, Irondale. I want to ask you, Melody, what do you plan to do in your term? What are you looking to do?
So what I'm looking to do, and of course, my slogan is committed. Here we are, capable, committed, and consistent. And that's what I'm running on. There's some things, like I said, I live in the neighborhood that I've seen that hadn't been addressed in the last couple of years. It's kind of difficult. You can address them at the city council meeting, but not always everything goes the way it's supposed to be. So one of the key things in my is neighborhood safety. Making sure that in my neighborhood, just across the board, I don't know if other districts have, but I know in my district, having a presence of police department, making sure that they're patrolling those areas, because normally each officer has a certain area that they need to patrol. So making sure that they're in the neighborhood, going up and down the different streets to making sure that citizens are safe. The other one is community standards, addressing code enforcement. What I've noticed a lot in my neighborhood, there's a lot of overgrown lots. There's a lot, I don't understand why. There's a lot of driveways, but people tend to park on their lawns. So just making sure we address that. So our neighborhoods and the city of Irondale in a whole is looking presentable, in a nice, clean environment. And so one of the other one is walkable streets. Then they did have a grant that approved some sidewalks downtown. And so I'm going to try to look to see what we need to do to try, because a lot of our areas, it's very hilly. There's a lot of stop signs, but there's no sidewalks. But there's a lot of people that walk. They walk their children, they walk their dogs. So just trying to see how we can try to make that happen if it's possible, so we can be more safety.
Okay, so with your vast experience there, okay, if you win District 5, how do you get this passed? They have a budget for just District 5? Or there's a budget that's in totality that y'all have to go in, sit down, and divvy this budget up, right? It's stuff that's already allocated, right? Because the stuff you're saying that's new, right? Sometimes there's stuff that's already on the books, is already allocated to do things, right? And when a lot of politicians, this Joe Lockett one-on-one, come in and make these campaign promises, right? You don't know what's already on the dockets, right? And then you're not able to fulfill what you said. Are you going to come out? If you're not able to, you get in, you see some stuff you didn't know, are just like you sitting here, are you going to come out and tell people, hey, these are things that we're not able to get done, and explain to them why? And
I think that's important. That part right there, communication is the key. I don't think that any citizen, especially a citizen that I would be representing, should have to ask those questions. So if I come in and say, this is what I'm looking at, and like you said, is a good point. This is my first time in, so you have to give me some grace and patience to go in there, see what's going on, what has been passed, and to answer your question, the budget would have to be in the budget. So it wouldn't be something you can go in there and say, hey, we need to put sidewalks over here in District 5, because it has to be a budgeted item. But being transparent, if you're going to come in and I'm going to say this, we're going to put, but then I need to come back. If once we get in there and I start investigating and getting the knowledge, and well, hey, I know this is what I said, but let me explain to you why where we are is the reason why we are. So I think accountability and transparency is key.
And I think,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And I think another thing is also setting expectations, right? Y'all politicians, you're a politician now. I got to say this now. You're a politician now. Y'all politicians are really good to come out here and say, hey, I'm going to do this. 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 And then once you get in and you don't see things, what happens is a lot of times politicians get silent. They may have one town hall or whatever, and they put out a little blurb on their little site saying that we talked about it, but then they don't want to go face the people. But you want their vote come next time. So, I want to hold your feet up to the fire. Are you going to come out, right? If you go in and make the promises that you said, and you see that you're not able to do this in your first term or the first couple of weeks, however your campaign is running, are you going to come out and talk to the people?
So this is my action plan. It's not a promise, because I'm not in there just yet. So it's an action plan, the things that I'm going to look at wanting to do. So if I get in there and there's a reason why this may take longer, or there's a reason why, then absolutely you have to come back out and explain to people, because you don't ever want them to worry, well, just like you said, well, that's what you said, but this is what's going on. So I think if you meet it head on and answer those tough questions, you have to be able to answer those tough questions, because again, I represent District 5. So my responsibility is to District 5 and to the Irondale citizens as a whole. So if I'm a voter for District 5, so you still have 4 other council members, and so you have to be able. I can't dictate what they're going to do, but I can explain to you why my answer was the way it was, or why I voted the way I voted.
Okay, let's go here. Compromise, right? Because you have to compromise. You have to, when you're working with people, you're working with a budget, working within time frames, right? Certain things got to be done.
Yes.
May not be in your favor, right? Do you have a walk away point? Because a lot of people get in this thing, and we see, and this is why I'm asking this question, because what we're seeing in our politics today, whether you're Democrat or Republican, right, it's unreal, right? And nobody knows who to believe and what to believe, right? Because everybody's just saying some stuff. And what I'm seeing now, a lot of times, that the people that we are putting in office, I'm just being honest, they don't represent the people. They forget why they're there. They started representing the mayor or the agenda so they can keep their job, because you're made promises when you get in, whatever that promise may be, right? And so the question I have to ask, right? Are you going to sell out when you get in?
Oh, I'm not a sellout. I think anybody that truly knows Melanie Colston knows I'm not a sellout. I'm going to ask the questions, and you have to make it make sense. You have to explain to me why we're going down this route, or why we're voting this way, or why you want me to vote this way. Because again, I think the key that you just said is they forget the agenda. Again, District 5 voted me in, so therefore I'm representing District 5. Now, on the other end of that is sometimes the citizens may not understand when it comes to government, things like that. They may not understand the background or what it takes to make that happen. So it's my job as a representative of District 5 is to explain that to them. And it doesn't have to be on a formal thing. If you want to call me and things like that, listen, I've had people ask me all the time, every time you see me, I have 2 phones. So, and I answer my work phone more than I answer my personal phone. So if you need something, then you call me, and it's my job to make sure that I explain that to you. So I think open communication and being transparent, like you're not trying to hide anything. Now, there's some things that, the citizens may not agree on, something that I voted on that may not go along with, but it's my job to explain to them reason why I voted that way.
I like that. So do you have a team in place now? Just say if you win, right? Do you have a team in place to day one that you can go ahead and start trying to implement some of the things that you want to implement, or you're still working on putting your team together?
What do you mean by team? Explain.
Meaning that, you got your chief of staff who you're going to have, I don't know if
city. Yeah, you're going way.
Well, see, I don't know if you have but I know you have like your secretary or the people.
No.
So you don't have
city
anything?
councils on this municipal level that don't have.
You don't have an office?
Nope.
Hold on.
Because this is part-time, so we only have, so let me give you an example.
Sure.
So City of Birmingham, because it is so huge, that's what they have. There's like 9 different districts because, they have 99.
Okay, school me.
Yeah, they have like 99
neighborhoods.
Neighborhoods.
Yeah. Right.
So that's like a full-time position for them. City of Irondale, there's like 13,500, close to 14,000. So we have city council twice a month, the first and the third Tuesdays in the evening. So I'm the secretary.
Everything.
I'm everything.
So if you get anything, gonna be somebody volunteering.
Yes.
Let me ask you this question because I know for Birmingham, but actually for this, do y'all get paid?
Yes.
Okay, so there is
a stipend. Yes.
That's a stipend, not
not
salary.
A stipend. You get a salary. Yes.
Okay, there's a salary.
I'm not sure what it is because that's not the reason why I'm running, but there is a salary.
But you need to say that a little bit louder because you said you're not running because of the salary.
I'm not running because of the salary. I'm running to make sure that, Irondale has moved tremendously under Mayor Stewart. And so I just want to see that continue to go forward. But then there's other things, we have to be fiscally not challenged, but we have to be responsible with the spending and things like that. We have a lot going on. So making sure that you ask the right questions. And I think one of the key things is to have the conversation and everybody, willing to answer the questions, the tough questions, and being okay with that.
So how does Irondale City Council works? Because you say y'all meet twice a month. Okay. So when y'all are having a meeting, however y'all have them, whether you're on Zoom or together, do y'all come?
It's in the council chambers.
Okay, it's in the council chambers.
City Hall,
okay, so how does this work? Explain to me like I'm Beavis and Butthead, like, how does this work? Y'all have this meeting, right? Let's say we want some new traffic lights put on Avenue I, right? How does this work in a city council if someone wants to get traffic lights put in? So
they would do a request, like if somebody in District 5, I'm sorry, and they would. So there's an agenda that goes out like a week before, and so all of those agenda items, resolutions, and things like that are on there the week before. We would go over all of it.
So you send that stuff in.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the city clerk prepares the agenda and things like that, and we look over that and decide. But it's not. I hope that answers your question. And like, there's individuals for each one of those districts, and then of course, one of the districts gets voted in as the president.
Okay.
Once it's
so once it hits the agenda and they say, okay, we're going to sit down and have this conversation about it.
And it's up to us if we have questions prior to the city council meeting to ask those questions to whoever's presenting that. If it's on, we would basically the city clerk is kind of. I wouldn't consider it a secretary, but that's who our go-to person is.
Gotcha. And I'm saying this because, when people, I didn't know how it's different in a smaller municipality.
Yes.
So I'm learning now, but so I want people to understand, like, we see the big things, but it's operating a little bit different. So you're not working this a full-time job.
No, it's not a full-time job.
So how many hours does a city councilman is able really to put into their job working for a municipality like Irondale? In a month's time, how many hours are you able to put in?
You put in as many as you need.
Gotcha.
And as many as required.
Okay.
Some council meetings, sometimes they last an hour, sometimes they last longer, depends on what's going on. Because there's a section there that, you have citizens that can come up and want to discuss things that are on the agenda or non-agenda items. So they have that opportunity to address the city councilors personally. So
I'm sitting and listening to you, Melanie. It's like, you must really want to do this.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you. I'm like, man, I don't know where in the world I want to sit here and go through all of this for twice a week, and because it's going to be an uphill battle. Because there's one pot of money, correct? There's one pot of money for Irondale, correct?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so when you get ready to spend money on sidewalks, clean up and stuff like that, there's a
it has to be a totality,
right?
So, yeah,
so it's a big pot of money. Yes. So that got to be divided up. How many districts y'all have? That has to be divided up into the budget, and other things already allocated, correct?
That part, yes.
Okay.
But each district also has what they call a discretionary fund to disperse. Like if, say, one of the schools need things, we have the discretion, or like now they have movie night and things like that. So a lot of those events are free. So we have a discretionary amount to donate to those specific things. But the big capital project things is City of Irondale in its totality.
As a councilman, a councilwoman, can you go out and get private funds?
We can ask for grants. I mean, we can try to find grants.
So you have to be in a grant form. You can't get it like somebody like Elon Musk come in and give you a certain amount of money. Are you able to take that kind of money?
I don't believe so. But like I said, this would be new to me, and I don't know we would have to go through a training as a city council, what you can and cannot do. Although I'd still, for the last, I don't know, years, we have to file an ethics report every year.
Right.
I'll be required to.
And the reason why I'm asking this question, because a lot of times, you have people that say, because Irondale is a growing municipality.
It is.
A lot of people want to be in there. A lot of people want to do business there, right? So how do you get into the city of Irondale? You get in through city council to get to the mayor.
Have a conversation,
right?
Yes.
And so people with money, right? Seeing that in District 5, y'all may need, such and such, right? Well, let me go ahead and donate $2 million, right? But with my $2 million comes, hence, wink, wink, right?
Right.
These things we see a lot. Now, I don't know if that's why I'm asking. So if you come into this, right, will you make sure that if you're able to do it, will you make sure that your donors are in line with what you want to do?
Oh, absolutely. If we come across that, like I said, this would be my first time as a city councilor. So I know there's rules and regulations that we must abide by, and I'm quite sure that's one of them. And as a city councilor, I have to abide by those rules and regulations as well as the ethics, because I like orange, but I don't want to wear it in the jumpsuit.
Exactly. So, but a lot of times, you see, what I understand is throughout my political career over the last 12 years, that a lot of people get in office and they find ways, to be honest, to be able to make money out of this because of their position, because of the things or their influence, that if they're in office, they can talk to such and such, such and such. So, the way it's done a lot of time is that it's given to your campaign, right? And so, things move around, and it's just not here in Birmingham. It happens everywhere.
Right.
And so a lot of people, we see a lot of this now, and people are tired, of seeing, okay, you liked us when you was getting started, but now you get special interest, or you get somebody that comes in that want to donate, whatever to your campaign fund, and $2 million, $3 million, $1 million, it changes. It changes the perspective on a lot of stuff, and it changes people. The only thing I got to ask you this: someone offered you $1 million, and it's not what you think it should be and what they're asking, and you're able to take the money, right?
So you're saying it's not in line for what?
For what your thoughts are, or what you think it is, but you're able to take the money. Would you compromise yourself for that?
No. Being in the position that I've been in, magistrate, supervisor, court administrator, we are bound by our ethics, and at 18 years in, I'm not going to change that. Because again, just in the current position I am, you had to determine probable cause. Just to give you an example of what I've done for the last 18 years, you have to determine probable cause. Meaning when people come in and want somebody to get arrested and things like that, you can't always, people upset, people want to come in, they may be a victim, but you can't always take what that person says exactly and be like, okay, yeah, just because you told me that. You need witnesses, you need more information. So over the years, I've gotten pretty good with reading between the lines. And so you can tell when things are not right. And normally when people, if you let them talk, the real reason comes out. And so you have to be firm in your decisions as to why this doesn't make sense to me. So this is the reason why I'm voting this way. And I think you have to be willing to, like you said, compromise. There might be a reason that I don't know about. One of my great bosses right now always tells me, there's history. Sometimes, there's always history to something. You have to know the history of why things are the way they are. So you have to get all of those facts. And if it doesn't go, if it's not aligned and with what I'm trying to do, then no, absolutely not.
I like that. I love that answer. I want to go here with you, Melanie. I've known you for a while. Good friend of mine. And you never talked about politics, right?
No, sir.
You was on the sidelines doing your thing, working, around the courts and stuff like that. Knowing you've been very good at that. What was the turning point for you to say, enough is enough, I'm running for office?
I wouldn't say enough is enough. The current candidate that's in the position now, that to be completely transparent, was not our choice back this last term, 5 years ago. The person that was in that position had represented District 5 for quite some time. And so at the end of the day, when the list came out of who was running for who, and there was no one running against him, is when I made a decision. And I said, I think my voice is a little stronger. And I think we need representation, or I feel better representation of District 5. So that was my reason. And so now that I'm here, and anybody that knows me, once I've made that decision, it's going to be 100% all in.
That's one thing I do know about you.
Completely committed, yes.
There's one thing I do know about you, right? That you are committed to what you say, and you're going to do what you say. But people are listening to you right now in District 5, and they probably know a little bit about you. They don't know a little about you. Tell us something that they don't know about you. Something fun.
Something fun.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
What is I have so many favorite movies, but Brown Sugar is one of them.
Brown Sugar, okay. Okay.
Those type of movies I love. My daughter gets on to me all the time. I guess because I've been in this career for as long as I'm a First 48 Hours, New York Undercover, all of those type of shows I love watching. So
how's it being a grandma? Well, Mimi. Let me say that. Mimi. How's it being a Mimi?
It's awesome. It's
because
awesome.
you had 4 of your grandkids here now.
Yes.
So how was
4
that?
Of the 10.
So talk to me. How was that, Mimi, having your 4 grandbabies? You brought them home from Boston. How was that?
It was different because everybody asked, so why did you really? And I'm like, yes, we were going through some stuff. I seen because I normally go maybe 2 to 3 times to Boston a year. So I just have them little moments, because one son lives on one side of town. So I spend a lot of time traveling to make sure that I hit everybody, because my mom and my sisters and stuff live up there too. My mother lives on Cape Cod. So I don't know. I got an email about summer camp, and I said, let me see if, because they're the older ones. See if they want to come down and go to camp. And, there's 2 different sessions. The reason why they're here this late, because they get out of school later than Alabama does.
Right.
So I called their moms and asked them if, they'd be willing. So they was like, if somebody called me and asked, you want to take your kids, for 3.5 weeks, you don't have to worry about it. So it was different. 3 of them, well, the oldest one, Janai, which I call my little mini me, if you've seen her, she came down a long time ago when she was small. But the other 3 was the first time on their plane, first time in Alabama.
Okay.
We had a family reunion this past weekend, so it was first time in Atlanta.
Okay.
It was their first time I took them to I Love Irondale. Okay. So that was their first time there too. So they're having an awesome time. And it's fulfilling. It's different, but I've enjoyed spending our one-on-one time.
So is it different, Melanie, in raising your kids and now, spending time with your grandkids? Is it different? Is it a different feel? If it's so, what is it?
I don't know if it's a different feeling, but I guess that's probably a question you can ask my daughter Kayla, because she'll get to the point where it's like she thinks she's the only child. She is, but she'll be 30 in a couple of months. So I always tell her, your time is past, ma'am. You know,
right.
it's all good. So she's been awesome. She's been helping me with them, because like I said, you know, they have to be at camp by 8. You know, they can be there at 7, but I have to be to work at 8. So
right.
It's a little different doing that and fixing lunches and picking up and things like that. But we're having a good time. We're having an awesome time.
Let me ask you this question here. How was it when you told your kids, Mama finna run for City Council District 5?
Everybody that I spoke to, because, you know, I'm just not going to jump into, I have to wade the waters and, you know, get my feelers out to my family and my close friends. And I said, hey, because someone asked me that lives in the city of Irondale, asked me would I run. So right there tells you, you know, somebody wanted me to run. And I was like, I don't know, because there's, you know, be completely honest with you, and anybody's watching know, there's a lot that goes on at city council, and it's not always agreeable. And so that was my first thought. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to get in the middle of the bickering and the back and forth. But then you have to look at the totality. If you can't sit back and complain and be like, no, that wasn't a good decision, if you're not going to step up and speak out about it. So that was my decision. So everyone I spoke to immediately didn't say, why you want to do that? It was like, oh, absolutely. You would be great at that.
Okay.
You would even prior or former employees that I work with at Irondale, most of them were like, oh, you would be awesome. You got this. So with that confidence, you know, my good support team, I will do well.
So how are you feeling right now, you know, with everything, you know, first time in, getting out here? What are some of the ebbs and flows of this?
It's different. It's a lot to, you know, because of course I still have to work every day,
right,
and make sure that I maintain what I'm supposed to do at work, and make sure I take care of my employees, my staff, and my obligations at work. And then when you get off, then you have to go into your campaign mode. So getting the information, there's a few people, there's some family members that are politicians, you know, getting their feedback of what I need to do, what I shouldn't be doing. I mean, my first thing was I set out all my signs, and apparently I put them in the wrong place, because the next day they were all gone. And I'm like, what? So that was a little different. So I found most of them and got them back. So, you know, asked the question, you know, what am I doing wrong? So it's a little different.
So do people be stealing your signs and taking them up with your opponents? Because I've heard so many things about these signs, right? People snatch your signs up because they don't want to, you know, your opponents. People go in there and snatch their sign up, put somebody else's sign there. Is that really happening out there for you?
I'm not sure if that's happening. You know, that's, of course, I'm human. That's your first thought. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
But talking to, you know, still have some folks down at the city of Irondale, and there's like, you have to be like 3 feet from the right of way. So it kind of has to be in somebody's yard. It can't be like in front of the stop sign and things like that, because they consider that as the right of way. So a lot of the signs, well, most of them, I'm not sure where the other ones are, but most of them were down there at Public Works. So I had called one of the directors down there, and he said, yeah, they were down there and they took care of them. So
that's good.
And I just went back and picked them up. And so now I have a clear vision of what I need to do. So things like that, communication, you know, you always want to, and I'm like, maybe I just need to make a phone call first, because I can't imagine that many.
Sounds was taken down.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So let me ask you this question. What are your top 3 things, if you're elected, that you want to get accomplished if you're elected in your first term?
Top 3 things, of course, the ordinance and things like, but I think one of the number one things is, like I said, we have a lot of capital projects going on at the city of Irondale. I think to see where we are financially, to make sure that we are financially fit and will continue to be within these next, you know, decade or whatever, over 4 years that I'm in there. Because again, you have to get in there, see what's going on in the background, because right now as a citizen, you can only know what's going on by what somebody tells you. So that's number one thing. And then making sure that folks in District 5, again, like I said, safety. I've been on a lot of boards. I'm currently a member of the Irondale Neighborhood Association. I was on that board for quite some time as the treasurer. I'm also a board member for the Shades Valley Basketball Boys Booster Club. Been that for like 4 or 5 years. So mind you, my child is 30. So anybody that knows me, I'm all about community engagement.
Sounds like you're all about Irondale.
I am.
That's what it sounds like to me.
You know, even when I was there for 5 years, was within the community, the helping out of the different events that we had. So that's a priority. Also, again, the community standards, you know, addressing the code enforcement issues. There's a lot of ordinances that we have on the books. We're just making sure that they're being taken care of and that we're actually having accountability of the code enforcement officers and officers out there actually tracking that information. Also, one of my things, I'm going to look into public transportation because, you know, here, which is I'm not used to, I'm from up north. So, you know, on there, buses, trains go everywhere. So trying to connect, maybe see how we can connect Irondale to Metro Birmingham through the bus system.
So it does not, Metro?
No.
Really?
No, the closest it gets is maybe the Walmart down there on Montclair.
So so there's no public transportation for people to get from Irondale to Birmingham?
No.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, there is none.
Okay.
So looking at that to see what our options are. Maybe it may not be just maybe a bus. There may be some other options that people can tap into if they don't have a vehicle or things like that. They're trying to get into Metro. That's where they work. So
gotcha.
That would be one of the ones. And then of course, youth and family programs. Like I said, my grandkids are here, but that was one of the things. It's like I see people post a lot. You know, does anybody know of any after school care? And I believe some of the schools have it, but you know, see what it would take to maybe have a boys and girls club or a Y in Irondale. From what I understand, a couple of years ago, I believe somebody said a long time ago, there used to be a boys and girls or a Y in Irondale, and just to see how we can get that. Because we have a lot, it's been becoming very diverse in Irondale, which is awesome. And so having the children have something to do, not just in the summertime, but year round, and see how we can get that going.
I know we have some people listening to us right now and intrigued with your story and probably, you know, saying, go girl, do your thing. But I do know campaigns take money.
Yes.
Right. So for the people listening to this show, how can they donate to you?
They can donate to my campaign. I'm on Facebook and if you see my sign, there's a QR code that they can just scan and it goes straight to my campaign page. So that way would be good because it does. I found that out as well. Okay. So it does take money to get that information out.
Right.
And to talk to people and leaving that information out.
Well, you don't have a problem talking to people.
I don't.
That part, yeah.
Well, working in the court system for 18 years, that's what you do. You talk to people, see what's going on with them. I'm trying to take care of people. And if you can't, then direct them in the right direction. So. Well,
you know, I always do this on the show when I have our politicians when they're running for office, right? I might give them the platform. I want you to talk to the people and tell them why they should vote for you. The platform is yours.
All right. So again, my name is Melanie Colston. I'm running for City Council, District 5, and I would love your support in getting me and have me vote on me for City Council .5. I will do, like my motto is, committed. I'm here for you. I'm a voice for you. And I think we have to stronger voice and be, I'm going to ask those questions. So I won't be the person that if somebody say, this is what we're voting on and we're just all going to go with it. I'm going to ask those questions. And hopefully everyone has the respect to answer those questions and you won't I'm not a yes person. I've never been a yes person and I will not start to be a yes person. So if you want a different voice, one that's going to stand for the citizens and be a spokesperson for the citizens and have that transparency, then I'm the person for you. And I would love to have your voice, Melanie Colston, for City of Irondale, Council Place, District 5. Thank you.
All right, guys. Y'all heard it here, right here. Joe Lockett one-on-one. Thank you guys so much for actually tuning into the show. We appreciate you guys, man. Again, politicians, celebrities, you know, they come here and sit down and talk with your boy, right? CEOs, they're right here. Now, guess what? We got some more interviews getting ready to come up, right? So you guys stay tuned. You guys stay locked in. And thank you so much for making this one of your stops for when you want no spin, you want the truth. Y'all know who y'all come to. Come to your boy Joe Lockett. Y'all guys stay locked in.